What's up, guys? Rick Denham here, Holy Moly Outdoors. We're continuing on with our Steelhead tutorials, and we're going to go into some spoon fishing hardware. Now, this is an awesome way if you guys really want to get into a simple technique that will bring out some good fish, but it'll also catch us the big boys. We're talking hardware and specifically spoons today, and so I think there's a few things to cover. Basically, first, what kind of gear you're looking to get set up with. Most of you guys may already have something that works. If you drift fish for steelhead, if you float fish for steelhead, some of that same kind of gear can be utilized for spoon fishing. You don't have to have a specialized rod. There are some that work better, but you can make do with what you already have. So this is what makes spoon fishing a fun technique to get into. I myself, really in the last couple of years, started doing it more, and really have been surprised and happy with the results because spoons bring out the aggressive fish. And a lot of the times, because everybody tends to fish the same kind of stuff, you know, all jigs, all pink worms, let's say, in one hole, you can go through with the spoon and wake them up and get that aggressive fish that no one else has really decided to target. So that is one of the things that makes this so much fun. Now, getting started with the setup, I like to go with a bait casting rod because I feel like you have a little bit more control. It's not to say you can't use it with the spinning rod, you definitely can. But the biggest thing you want, whether spinning or casting rod, is you want to have a rod with a stiff butt section, but something with a soft enough tip, because as that spoon goes through the current, it's going to wobble back and forth. I mean, a lot of these spoons, like this Gold's Custom one here, have a wave design that as they go through the water, they will flash back and forth as they spin in the current, really. And that current is what allows that spoon to swing through the drift, and really a soft action rod in the tip section gives you that ability to see the thump of that spoon as it's traveling down. So when we look at a rod, you want something, like I said, that's relatively lightweight but has a good backbone. So right here I got a Berkley Air. This happens to be a 8 to 12 with a medium action. It's got a great tip and really a good backbone. So this is an 8.6 for spoon fishing. I love an 8.6 model because it allows you to have a quicker hook set and you can really feel as you go through the drift. So something in that 8.6 to 9 foot seems to be the best for a bait casting. And as far as a reel goes, you want something that's paired up with a decent amount of line. This one happens to be a Cast King, and holds about 100 yards, a 12 pound, which is fine. Some of those Shimano reels, even your Daiwa Alexas, those are all work great for spoon fishing. This one just happens to be an extra bait caster I had, and I've just been throwing it this season, and it's working great. So as far as rod goes, that's kind of a basic setup, inexpensive reel that just does the job, workhorse, and then I'm running 10 to 12 pound test line. Some guys will run a high vis line so you can see where your spoon is in the drift, and then run, you know, a 3 foot section of your main leader. So that way you can see where your gear is relative to your line, and you know exactly where you are on the drift. So that's one tip that would really help if you want to go a high vis line route. When you start looking at spoons, there are so many different things out there. Just like car models, you can pick and choose your favorites. Frankly, I fish quite a few different types. They all have different situations where they work better in. Shoot, this last summer in particular, we did really well on this Gold's Custom Wonder Bread pattern, and I really love this spoon. So I only have one left. I'm a little hesitant to fish it until I can get some more, but this one's been really good. The one you see here rigged on the rod is a Pentac 24 karat of that gold. Works really well in your kind of murky to that green color water. Puts off a lot of flash, draws in those fish. So brand wise, like I said, there are tons out there, and you can go, you know, Rvrfshr, which are a great spoon. You can go Cleardrift Floats, has their own Typhoon spoons. These all work great. Like I said, Pentac with the BC Steels has a lot of good ones. You can go the little Clio, but they all have a general wave shape. and if I can show you there, all have that similar design, so they flutter as they go through the current when you swing them. So I would recommend you pick a brand. I know P-Line makes them too. Pick a brand that you like, doesn't matter what kind, and fish them. And fish them with confidence, because any type of technique, especially for steelhead, you got to build confidence in it. When you start hooking fish, you'll start to see, okay, yeah, I'm going to keep fishing that. I'm going to bring it more. I always carry a hardware rod specifically with the spoon, so I know I can fish my jigs through, my worms, beads, whatever it may be, and I follow up with a spoon, and I know I've effectively fished my run. So I would generally recommend that you just find something you like and fish it hard. That's the best thing you can do to build confidence in it. Sometimes you can just bring a few spoons with you and only fish spoons that day, so you're forced to learn the technique. Because fishing spoons is a lot like drift fishing, where you're casting slightly upstream and you're allowing your line to just swing through with enough tension that the current makes your spoon work through the run. You may have to reel slightly just to keep it up off the bottom, but you want it to be banging near those rocks, because those fish, imagine that spoon coming right down like this, and that fish is sitting here. If you're going to swing it right in front of his face, it's going to be right at his level to smack it. So a lot of times those aggression bites are because you're bringing it right in front of their face. Spoon fishing, guys, we can do something more on the water so you can see what I'm talking about. But for the basics of this, you can pick your favorite brand. It doesn't matter what kind it is. There's a lot of great ones out there. So all you got to do, find yourself a spoon. You probably already have a rod that's going to do you well. But get out there, look for some runs, and throw some hardware through it. And you'll be surprised, some of the biggest fish you'll catch of the season are definitely going to come on the spoon. So enjoy it, guys. Good luck. I hope this helps a little bit. Take a look at some of the photos from this last season. I even got my wife on her first steelhead on this gold one. So it's a lot of fun. I'd recommend you guys have it in your tackle box just as another hardware technique. As a backup, fail safe, however you want to call it. It can make your day go from 0 to hero. So it's Rick down. I'm Holy Moly Outdoors signing off, guys. Thanks for watching, and fish on.